On today's repair video, we've got a Troy Bilt zero turn in here with the Kohler 24 horsepower 7000 series. For some reason, it is having a fuel delivery issue to the carburetor, or to the engine, somewhere in the fuel system. And the carburetor's been replaced, and it hasn't been replaced very well. So in this video, I'm going to get out here and hopefully get this thing resolved, and we'll do that next. So here we are. This is the KT735 Kohler 725cc engine, and the model number of the mower is right under here. Made in 2023. This thing's only 2 years old. Wow. A 17ARF ACW A66. So that's actually pretty impressive. And it's got the little bitty motorcycle battery on it too. So, but it will start just on starting fluid. And that's it. So got to figure that out. We got to take the air filter and stuff off. I'll show you how to do that here. Good news is you can take these carburetors off without really having to take the engine cover and stuff off, unlike some machines. But pull this up. Again, this mower is only 2 years old, and we're having carb issues or fuel issues or something. I'm venturing to guess that we've got some water in the gas or something like that. But it kind of looks like somebody put a fuel filter on here and they put it on backwards. So that might have something to do with it. So as you can see, the filter should be going the other way. That gas looks a little weird though. So either way, let me show you what it's doing, just so you'll have a baseline. Let's see. Oh, because the battery's dead because they left the switch on. But nonetheless, let's see. It will crank over and start. I forgot I got to charge the battery. Hopefully the battery is still good. But it's just not getting gas down into it. So let me get this stuff started here, and we'll crank it over. So there's a pretty persistent buzzing sound that's coming on the anti-backfire solenoid down here. But as you can see, that's all it's doing right now. It's coming out, blowing out that. So what I'm going to do is get the battery charging, and also one other thing I want to do before I put this up. We're going to see if I've got any gas coming out of the fuel pump, and if we do, that's great. If we don't, then we're going to start there with it. And it looks like we're getting gas out. And it doesn't necessarily look like it's a bunch of water in it. I may take that statement back, but let's see. One more time, let's start it. we're getting strong fuel pressure. So our issue lies on the carb somewhere, whether it's got water in it or whatever. So to get that off, it looks like somebody's already misplaced a couple of screws here, but there's supposed to be two 8mm here and an 8mm here. This allows me to get this off, and then we can get to the carburetor itself also by taking off these two 10mm right here. First thing I might do though is unplug this anti-backfire solenoid and use a sawed-off 1/2" wrench to get that off, or a set of needle nose pliers, or a narrow 12 or 13mm depending on the age of the carb, and we'll take that off as well, see if the anti-backfire solenoid is working like it is supposed to. So I pulled the anti-backfire solenoid and it is working like it is supposed to, as you can see. Let me turn the power off. And it popped back up there. So that's good. So we'll resume with seeing. I didn't really see necessarily any water come out of it, but this gas does not smell the best, so it's possible that it could be that as well. We shall see. But I'll get this 8mm off right here, the two 10mm off I showed you in the previous clip, and this will pull that out so that we can inspect the carburetor after that. Either way, we got to do this because we've got to get gaskets and stuff out of here for we got to fix the gaskets that somebody else messed up when putting the new carb on. Okay, so just to clarify, again, the 3 8mm, the 10mm on the bottom, you'll need some deep wells, and there's 2 vent lines right there that you have to take off, and this just slides right off. I looked, and actually the carburetor's got the correct gaskets and stuff. This one just hangs down more than it's supposed to, or that it usually does. Actually, I think they may have this one on backwards to a degree because it's not coming up to the top of this. So let me see if I can change this out without breaking it. And I'm probably not going to be able to. I got most of it. But let's see, I don't know what way it goes. Doesn't go that way. Does it go this way? No. Maybe they had it right. Maybe I'm the one that's wrong. I'm trying it every way. That actually looks the most correct. If that makes any sense. So we'll put that back on. I'll tell you what the culprit is, and it's a little frustrating because the tank is slam full. Look at this. So we got about 30% water in the tank. You can see the separation here. Water on the top, gas on the bottom. That'll do it all day long. So my man got some bad gas, I'm pretty sure. Or let the gas cap open when it rained or something like that. So let's evacuate the gas. I've got a little siphon pump and an old 6-gallon jug, and we'll get all this gas out, put some fresh gas in, put everything back together, and this thing will probably run. So I use one of these little fuel extractor tools to get everything out, and then since this is a bottom feed system, I was able to just get the to drain the rest of it out through the gas tank into a little bowl there, little catch pan. So I'm going to show you how to put this back on because I didn't show you how to take it off, so I figured that would be a good way to show you this. Either way, I need to drain the carb out. None of this really is wasted work or anything like that, so we'll put this back in. And then we have our So I put the gasket back on like I believe it goes, so that it's fully over the carburetor where the air filter housing comes in. So we're going to put that back on as soon as I find it right here. And remember, you have a couple of breather lines you got to put in, but we'll get this mounted first with on the studs here. And let's see. This is going to go underneath everything, just like that. Fuel line goes kind of in a little cavity right there, and then you put your breather line on, and then your return line on. We'll put the 1/8 millimeter that's still here back in. And then we have two 10 millimeter nuts we've got to put in down here. Don't forget to plug back in your anti-backfire solenoid. So, long story short, from what I could tell, these guys replaced this carburetor because of bad gas. Bad gas doesn't fix carb issues. So, or replacing the carb does not fix bad gas issues. 10 millimeters are on. Let's get the 8 on here. The one that is left, at least. Boom. And I got to charge the battery still. I'm going to put gas in it. I'll jump it off first, though. It's storming outside, so I have some time to charge the battery anyways, and we'll reserve the actual test ride for that. But let's see if fixing or taking out that gas and putting in new gas is going to solve all of our problems. I think it will. Alright guys, this is going to take a few seconds of cranking, but like I said, I still need to charge the battery, but we're going to see if we can get this thing to run here like it's supposed to. Here we go. Give it a little thing of brake here for a second. Alright, let's try it again. Might give it a little encouragement to start this first time here. It's definitely pumping gas, so. Whatever it's pumping, it ain't pumping through. Unless the carb is bad. It's very possible that the carb is bad. Y'all know these aftermarket carbs sometimes. Sometimes cause issues. Alright, let's try one more spray here. That's better than it was. And I think we just almost had a power flash, so that was nice. Ooh. There we go. So that's good. It still sounds like we got to run it a little bit. So once this storm passes, I'm going to get the air filter and everything back on, get the battery charged up, and we'll go and see if we can get this thing to run better, because I got the carb all jacked up too with the screws and the governor and things along those lines, so we need to get all that taken care of as well. And see what we can do here. Worst case, I put the old carb back on because I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it. So we're back into it now. I don't remember if I showed you all it running or whatever, but it's running like garbage. And I believe it's because of the carburetor. So what I'm going to do is, well, at least looks like I got to swap out the choke butterfly. But I'm going to change out the original carburetor on here, change it back to the original carburetor, because like I said, this one's running like complete garbage. It's like choking on one side and not running good on the other, and so we got something going on inside it. But they messed up the little choke ball thing here, the choke piece right there, so I got to fix that. Should just be able to swap those out, hopefully. So we're gonna get the carb off, and again a couple of screws to get this butterfly off here. Should be able to slide this out, slide the other one in off of this carburetor, and hopefully have a good running machine after that. I know I showed you how to do all this earlier. I just wanted to show you that I'm going to change the carburetor out to the one that originally came on it because of how bad this one's running currently. And to do that, to get the linkages off, you have to take off this little plastic clip there at the bottom. You can slide this, slide all the linkages out. You may have to replace this little grommet here and put it on the new carburetor. You just have to pinch it out, and then you basically slide it off, take the fuel line off, and then slide the choke linkage off, and then you just repeat the process to put the new one on, and you're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that. We'll see if it runs any better after I do that. So the new carburetor ended up working. I'll show you what they didn't do correctly on this old carb, because this choke is basically pressed in there, and it really isn't viable to get off. So what they did is, this is the back side, the one that goes into the intake, and they had a gasket like this on it instead of one that is supposed to cover this entire area right here. So that's why it was running as poor as it was with the choke and all that. Now it should kick over pretty easily. The choke up on that first one, otherwise I'd have kept that one. Put that one on. As you can hear, it's running good. I'll get it out of the garage and we'll test it out here next. Got to put that 8mm in. Do a little quick cleanup, get it out of the garage, and hopefully we got what we need in terms of having this thing done. Good news is it sounds good. I'm going to just take it for a quick drive up the driveway before we call it a day on this one anyway. pretty easy. Again, a little bit of undoing people's wrongdoing, so to speak, as well. So, originally this came in, again, as a no start condition. The battery was dead. I charged the battery up overnight, and then kind of investigated, looked at the gas originally at the beginning of the video. I was like, oh, this gas seems fine. Whenever I looked at it more, it looked like it was not fine, and that ended up being the culprit. Also, they ended up changing the carburetor out and didn't put the gaskets on right, and so that's why it did not run very well when I first cranked it up. Like I said, I can't remember if I showed y'all in the video or not, but rich on one side and then basically not firing on the other. So getting the gaskets correct fixed that. Just, you know, rule of thumb, if you change the carb out, look at the gaskets on it, take pictures if you need to, and make sure that you've got them in the correct orientation. So this thing's done. I'll call him up, tell him it's finished, give him the price, and luckily he's 5 minutes up the road, so I'll just send it back to him at some point whenever he's ready for it. I really appreciate y'all watching this small engine repair video. Pretty easy one here. We'll keep them coming along with the repairs. Got quite a few in for some minor fixes. You'll probably see a lot of minor fixes, and then I've got a few mowers that I really want to get going and turned around before the end of the season, and that are not that involved to repair. I just haven't had time to do it. We'll see what I can do in that span of time. Thank you all again very much for watching. I will catch y'all on the next video.